I really want to welcome Tyler, appreciate that he made time to come down here to talk to you about this blue collar jobs tour. It's going all over the country, and I'm so proud that he's a member of the Business Alliance, so help me welcome Tyler Sasse.
My name is Tyler Sasse. I'm the founder and CEO of Western Welding Academy. And I really it's an honor to be here in front of you folks. You know, you guys are doing some great work. And today I want to talk about truth and pain. You know, probably not what you thought I was going to talk about, but as a nation, we must face a brutal truth. And that's that Wyoming and America, we're headed for some serious economic pain. You see, 70 years ago, or for the last 70 years, we've built an economy on the back of globalization. We've outsourced our factories, our supply chains, and even some of our responsibility. The system that we built where these other countries, they make our goods, they grow our food, and they mine our minerals. All while we focus on our innovation, our creation, our academia, our technology, essentially these white-collar jobs. While we were shipping our ideas and designs to other countries, we created a system where these other countries produce these products. Everything you think about, everything in your daily life, you know, have you ever take a stop and take a moment and think about where these are created? You know, China, India, Taiwan, Germany, Japan, Mexico. And it's everyday life. It's every product that we come into contact with. You know, our cars, our shoes, our coffee makers, our medicine, our clothing, lawnmowers, our barbecue grills, our outdoor patio furniture, smartwatches, gym equipment, cell phones, even our pet products are not made in America. Hammer and wrenches. When you're out working in the garage, how often do you see a tool that's made here? You know, our laptops, drills, sunglasses, coffee thermos, and yes, even your lunchbox is probably made in a country halfway around the globe. All of it just shipped to the American consumer just in the nick of time. You know, this is the global supply chain as we know it. And if you're like me, every time I pick up something and I see that Made in America, that tag on it, man, that fires me up. You know, it's rare. And I know that was made by somebody in my own country that fills me with a pretty big sense of pride. But this world that we live in, it's ending. The global supply chain, it's unraveling at a rate that should horrify you. There's all kinds of factors that play into this: political instability, the trade wars, the shipping disasters, disruptions. But the main problem that we're facing with this global supply chain is the aging demographics. Demographics are so critically important, and we had a whole panel up here talking about, you know, connecting with the kids, and that's insanely important. But like any economic professor can tell you, a country essentially needs two things to survive. And we need two basic ingredients. We need people and we need natural resources. If there's no people or no natural resources, there is no economy, there is no stability, there is no prosperity, and there is no growth. I want to talk a little bit about the people in this global supply chain. So China is the world's factory. We all know who they are. They're in an absolute demographic freefall. Their population started shrinking in 2022, and by 2050, China loses 50% of their workforce. Think of that. That's absolutely insane. Everything we get from China, think of 50% of that gone in the next 25 years. I plan to be around in the next 25 years, and I would say most of you folks here plan to be as well. And this is a result of their one-child policy. This is irreversible. It's not going away. Japan, they're so old that 29% of their population is over 65 years old. They sell more adult diapers than they do baby diapers. Germany, you know, this is the engine of Europe. Germany has one of the oldest workforces. There are 2 million skilled workers short. South Korea has the lowest birth rate in the world, 0.7 children per woman. The majority of the world, they're aging, they're shrinking, they're retiring, and you know, these countries, we're coming into a new era where they're not going to be sending us goods, they're not going to be sending us labor, they're not going to be sending us these cheap manufacturing products that we've enjoyed for so long. We're entering an era where demographic collapse is the global norm. That's the reality. We can't build a supply chain with a country that's running out of people, and we can't rely on labor that doesn't exist. But one thing that we have here in Wyoming, and we have here in America, is we have natural resources. We have the oil, we have the iron ore, we have the gas, the timber, the rare earth minerals. We have everything we need. America is one of the few countries in the world that has both natural resources and a young population. So at this point, you're probably thinking like, all right, so if we got the demographics, we got the people, we got the natural resources, why are you up here making a big deal out of this, right? We don't have the skilled people. That's the huge problem. And for the last 70 years, we have trained and indoctrinated our youth to seek these white-collar jobs. We've told them that blue-collar work should be their last resort. We've encouraged them to be doctors and lawyers, computer programmers, accountants, engineers, bankers, and in some cases, we've encouraged them to be YouTubers. And if none of these jobs worked out, you know, you can always fall back and be an electrician and be a plumber, be a welder. Enter the era of AI, artificial intelligence. You know, in the last 12 months, I own some, several companies, and in the last 12 months, I was able to cut my attorney bill by 90% just by using ChatGPT. So you think about that, like, it used to take, days and weeks to review a simple contract, and now I can do it all in a few minutes from my desktop computer. AI is some of the fastest advancing technology we've seen since the creation of the internet or the creation of social media. Where are we going to be in another 5 years if this continues at the rate? So really, Wyoming and America, we're at a crossroads. We're at this rare moment in history that I don't believe we will ever see this again in our lifetime. And the reality of it is that manufacturing is coming back to America. These massive companies, they see this issue. It's that they're reshoring and restructuring because they have to. It's not about economics anymore. It's about survival. America's rebuilding its industrial base. Apple is moving out of China. Ford is building battery plants in Tennessee. Steel mills are coming back online in Pennsylvania and Ohio. TSMC, for those that maybe don't know who TSMC is, this is the largest, most advanced, highest technologically advanced computer chip manufacturing company in the world. They're based out of Taiwan. They're moving their entire operation to Texas and Arizona. Every day we're seeing these headlines, these new investments being built of companies bringing billions and billions of dollars into America. But the big problem, we don't have the people. We don't have the people to build these new manufacturing plants, and we don't have the people to run them once they're built. I just looked at a recent report from the BLS, and there's 1 million job openings, skilled trade job openings right now in America. Think of that. That's twice the population of Wyoming. That should make you pucker up a little bit, to be honest, And these are good jobs. They pay well. These are jobs with passion and purpose. They contribute to society in a massive way. And we can't fill them. Our baby boomers, they're retiring from these trade jobs faster than we can replace them. We don't have a job shortage here in Wyoming or America. We have a skills shortage. And I'm sure you guys have all been watching the news. To make things even worse, the Trump administration is deporting illegal immigrants all across the country. I don't know if they put the fires out in LA or not, but a lot of these immigrants, they were in these jobs. And so we haven't even reached the point where, when I look at this BLS statistics, it's 1 million, but I think it's much worse than that. And so I think we need to, get ahead of this. We got to face this brutal truth. This future economic pain, no doubt, is coming. The amount of pain that we experience as a society is really hard to tell. But what I do know is that the solution is in this room. You guys, the CTE teachers, you are the answer. The work that you're doing, no doubt, will be written about in future history books. I want to tell you that for decades, we've told our generations of kids that the only path to success was a 4-year degree. We stopped teaching shop. We pulled funding from CTE. We let the trades get labeled as the backup plan, the plan B, right? But this is where you, CTE teachers, this is where you guys come in. You are the builders of America's next industrial revolution. You are the guardians of our economic prosperity and our economic independence. You're training the carpenters, the electricians, the machinists, and all the technical skills that hold this world together when this thing falls apart. There's a lot of people that are talking about doing some things, but you guys are the ones showing up every day, forking money out your own pockets, not getting your budgets cut, with a smile on your face, building America from the ground up. And this is a worthy cause. You're running a race that is so vital to our future. CTE is not plan B, it's plan A for America's survival. The trades are not the fallback plan, they are the foundation of Wyoming and America. So I want to thank you guys for the work that you're doing. I want you to be encouraged, and I want you to give yourselves a big round of applause. At Western Welding Academy, we also made it our mission to build a better generation. When we started this journey 6 years ago, we pretty quickly realized that we needed to capture the hearts and the minds of these young people, the American youth. We needed to make it cool to work again. And let me tell you what, these young people of Wyoming and these young people of America, they inspire me. They see this challenge and they accept it. They're so willing. They see what's ahead. We've found ways to connect with them, and they embrace it. They accept it. It's when we first started this journey, I was pretty disheartened because kind of what Rennie was talking about. They don't want to get off the couch. And once we learned how to really connect with them and talk to them, I had a totally different outlook. I was actually excited for this future that's playing out in front of us. But we started this thing, we call it the Blue Collar Tour. There's a lot of things that, I could say about this. This is a grassroots engagement. It's boots on the ground. We had to find a way to get to these kids and get on their level, and there's a lot to tell, but I got a video here. Maybe we could dim the lights and play that video.
Blue Collar Tour.
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 Hundreds of students turned out to the Blue Collar Tour.
60-day nationwide tour
To bring attention to the trades industry.
Excitement was in the air.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of deal.
I follow them on every social media.
So I want to come here, get a first-hand look on welding and see how they do it.
Blue Collar Tour! Blue Collar Tour! Blue Collar Tour! Blue Collar Tour!
So much action and energy.
These kids had so much fun.
They were excited, it was high energy.
All they were saying is how great this entire event is.
We have over 100 students from a bunch of different schools that have traveled to partake in this one event.
The things that these kids learn from the Blue Collar Tour is second to none.
Blue Collar! Blue Collar!
That guy got me fired up about that.
I know, right?
So what is the Blue Collar Tour? It's an amazing journey where about 8 to 10 people embark on a tour bus around the country to teach students about the importance of the blue collar trades. These kids need to understand that the blue-collar trades are the backbone of our nation. It's so important to continue to live the way we do. We want to inspire them and let them know that there's an option out there. We need these kids to get excited, to join the trades. At the end of the day, if we inspire one kid, we've done our job. So these kids show up, first thing we do is fire off with a couple giveaways, thousands of dollars worth of sponsorships from DeWalt, Build Submarines. CRC sent boxes and boxes of things to give away. Mr. Liam was up there doing a 2G weld out with these students. ESOP gave us these amazing volt machines to use. AWG, of course, covering us on the gas. Once the welding was completed, get them to do a welding competition, about 10 kids every time. The winner of the welding competition would get a really nice outlaw leather welding hood. Boom, next thing we know, we open the floor. Now this is a great opportunity for kids that have never welded before. We get them up there, we got our great instructors, they're showing them how to weld. It's an incredible show.
The backbone of this country is manufacturing. That's what made us so great. We need to get back to that, and we also need to get back to just having a really good work ethic.
These kids want to work with their hands. These kids want to fabricate, to build. They want to dream. We've got to give them that opportunity. We've got to invest in the youth of America. We need to put our heart and soul into these children.
We're in a time right now where we need all these young men and women to go out there and do their best. If we can give some inspiration where they can learn and grow, show up and be passionate about it. Be the best at it, practice it every day. Don't just sit there. If it gets hard, don't give up. Because sometimes a winner is just a dreamer who just won't quit.
We're told many times, oh, the younger generation doesn't want to work, and that's just not true. You need to know how to communicate with these kids, get ground level with them, and show them the possibilities. This country needs it, and only together can we make it happen, so let's build America.
Let's!
I want to thank you guys for being here today. I want to thank you for the work that you're doing. I want you to take heart, keep going forward. What you're doing is so important. God bless America, God bless Wyoming, and God bless our CTE teachers. Thank you very much.